Roneshia Ray. I'm the reigning Miss Black America CoEd, and this is my story. During my senior year of high school, I thought that I had a pretty much normal life and everything was going really copacetic. My mom was in great health and we were on our way out to brunch, I believe, and that's when everything kind of started to change. My mom suffered from her first heart attack and it caused us to be homeless. Now, I know a lot of people may think, well, how do you go from staying in one place to being completely homeless? Well, my mom never finished high school and all her jobs were very temporary. So when you have a temporary job situation and you get sick, sometimes people don't cover you while you're out. So she lost her job. For us, that meant that everything changed. If you're the oldest person in the family, then you know that being the oldest means that you hold the most responsibility ever. You are responsible if your mom cannot do. So for me, that meant that I had to be an example for my younger brothers if I wanted them to truly have someone to look up to. So we went to stay with a variety of people and stayed here and there in order to make it through my senior year of high school. I think one of the biggest things that was kind of tough is to keep it a secret. I went to school in a suburban neighborhood in Missouri City, Sugar Land area, and so most kids didn't have a story like mine. So to keep mine a secret was one of the biggest things ever in life, to try to not let people know what was going on. But through keeping it a secret, I was able to see who was really in my corner and how programs like the Boys and Girls Club and nonprofits really helped me mold my character. Going into college, my mom had another heart attack, which was her second one, and that put me in another predicament to take care and help my family again. While in college, I worked 3 jobs as a RA, as a call representative, and then as a community assistant at an apartment complex in order to complete school. I didn't have a car, so I caught the bus to all 3 jobs in order for me to get back and forth to work and to school every day. For me, it meant that I had to do things a little bit differently. My choices had to be a little bit different, my options had to be a little bit different, and I couldn't choose a path that so many of my friends had chosen to go down. When it came time for graduation and I was standing on the stage looking at everyone to the left about to watch me graduate, I thought, well, if you can finish college, then you can definitely finish a master's program. And if you can finish a master's program, then you can get a PhD. So that's what I'm doing today, finishing my master's program in a week and getting my PhD in the next two years. I think for me, the biggest thing is that when you're from a certain neighborhood or your mom has government assistance, you think that your dreams aren't valid or they're not important because of where you're from or what your parents look like or what your bank account looks like. So you think that you have a minimum dream. So when I wanted to become Miss Black Texas, I thought you could never do that. Those gowns cost more than what your mom makes in a whole year. So how is that possible? Like, how are you going to do this? And I competed the first time and I got first runner-up. And I said, okay, that's good. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go back the second year. And I went back the second year and I completely didn't make top 5. And then I quit. I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is silly. It's dumb. It's never going to pay for school. And at the time I was volunteering somewhere and the girls kept asking, well, Miss Ray, are you going to go back to, pageantry? Are you going to go back? And I kept saying, no, that's not for me. But they were looking for me to be a piece of hope for me not to give up. So they were looking for me not to give up. And I went back to Miss Black Texas for the 4th time, just with a different mind frame. When you prepare for pageants, people think that you're preparing with the gown, you're preparing with an interview suit, you're preparing with hair and makeup, but really you're preparing for a mental competition. You're on stage with 50 other women who are equally as beautiful as you are, equally as intelligent as you are, equally as talented as you are. And you have to stand next to them knowing that you're just as good. Like, no matter what your parents make, no matter what your parents have done, no matter what they haven't accomplished, like, you're just as good no matter what happens. And so when they called my name for Miss Black Texas, I was in utter shock. I couldn't even fathom the idea that I would be a representative for the state for girls who look like I do, who sound like I do, who go through hardships like I do, and You get to be this whole role model. And it's so crazy because they really do look up to you. Like, you really can inspire somebody to be so much better than what you are by your story. And you never really realize how much power you really have in your voice, in your actions, in your choices, in the people you choose to hang around. There's so much granted in the choices that you make that you almost can hold everything that you want and what you believe in really in your mind. Like, how can you set yourself up to really do the thing that you want to do? And so when I went to compete for Miss Black America, I was scared out of my mind. I couldn't even think about the idea of being Miss Black America CoEd. Like, how can someone of my magnitude and from such this humble beginning have such a large title on this large platform? Like, what are you going to do with it? And when they called my name for that, it was almost like a sigh of favor. Like, this could be done if you just trust and believe. And I know a lot of people say never give up on your dreams. They're always important. You know, you gotta work. But it's really true. You shouldn't ever give up on your dreams, especially if you're willing to put the work in. But the word that always comes to my mind when I think about your dreams and how they're supposed to be is exhaust. So that's what you have to do with your dreams. You have to exhaust yourself into them so much that you leave nothing else left in your body to give. For me, my craft was not pageantry, but just being an inspiration to somebody else who's going through this. Was to exhaust myself in my schoolwork, exhaust myself in the 3 jobs, exhaust myself into whatever it was that I wanted to do so that I'm able to make it there and to be somebody that someone else can look up to. People just need genuine people who care and who want to inspire them for the right reasons.